Hello and welcome to The Great Escape. It's raining cats and dogs in most parts of this region, but we've managed to find you new places to holiday in without subjecting you to a 30-minute washout. I was told it was one of the most magical destinations in India, an amalgam of love, war and romance. It sounded too good to be true, so I decided to personally check it out. Thank you. Welcome to Bombay, and as you can see, I'm about to have Bombay's favorite fast food, pav bhaji. But now, watch as I snap my fingers and transport you to the Fateh Sagar Lake in Udaipur.
The Bombaya Bazaar around the Fateh Sagar Lake must have had you fooled for a moment with its pav bhaji and bhel puri stalls. It certainly had me feeling homesick, but only for a while. Udaipur whispers to you the mood of a bygone era and does it ever so gently. That's the magic of Udaipur. Constructed by Uday Singh, the city palace is an enormous edifice 244 meters in length. However, it wasn't built as a complete whole. Additions were made by later rulers and were so carefully planned that it's difficult to imagine it wasn't all built together. It was used by the royal family as their winter palace. This is the terrace below which elephant fights were staged while princes surveyed the scene from above. This is the Moor chalk. It is said that each wing of these peacocks is made of a different piece of glass. Glasswork must have flourished in those days. Since we've seen the winter palace, it's time to go to the summer palace. Now turned into a fabulous hotel, the Lake Palace at Udaipur was once the summer residence of the former Maharajas. It is today one of India's most luxurious hotels. This is the famous honeymoon suite. It still looks almost like it did originally. The large amount of glass work and the swing make it a little intimidating, but some people like that sort of thing. Looking at these rooms, one gets a feeling royal families had far too much money to know what to do with it. For instance, in this room, there's a tiny mirror in the ceiling that's meant to reflect the view for those who lie in this bed. It makes more sense to sit up and take in the view. This is a romantic palace, and there are many tales of love associated with it. But as a hotel, it's very expensive.
I'm sitting in the balcony of room number 205, a room that has slipped into Lake Palace history. The story goes like this. A Japanese gentleman was staying in this room, and adjoining to this room in 204 stayed a Japanese lady. Now, they didn't know each other, but come the evening, they used to come out here, sit here, and share the same balcony. In those days, this partition wasn't there. And they got chatting. And as they got chatting and as the days went by, they fell in love. And ultimately, they got married. Well, that's the magic of this place.
Although not all of us can afford to fall in love at the Lake Palace, shopping can be fun for most budgets, if you stay clear of those shops which cater specifically for foreigners. It's one thing to shop for Rajasthani handicrafts, and quite another to actually see them being made in these ethnic surroundings. Shipgram, 3 kilometers from Udaipur, draws craftsmen from Rajasthan and Gujarat and is a busy crafts bazaar during festivals. The Saheliyon ki Bari, or the Garden of the Maids of Honor, is laid out with extensive lawns. It was constructed for 48 young ladies in waiting, sent to the royal house as part of the dowry of a princess. However, the shade here is not enough to protect you in the heat of summer, and the water far too murky to take a dip in. An easier way to take on the heat is to take to the water on this barge.
Right. Now that I'm all trussed up, I think it's time for them to feed me, then slit my throat and throw me across the edge.
They say luxury takes getting used to. Well, I learned pretty quickly. Incidentally, it costs about 20,000 rupees an hour to hire this barge for a private dinner.
This is the lap of luxury. If you're the type, then for a hefty price, you can eat a traditionally cooked Rajasthani meal under the moonlit sky, served by a waiter in resplendent livery on the royal barge of the Lake Palace. If you're not the type, then, well, you just have to grin and bear it.